What's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is your boy MM2K back again. Let me turn this up just slightly. All right, man. It's a big day for your boy, man. Oh, excuse me. Very big day. Why is that, you might ask? Because Ghost Recon Wildlands. No, damn. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, man. Look. I'm old and I'm sleepy. I ain't had my Geritol. What's up, the almighty Spartan God? What's going on, man? Hey, Nethos, if you're watching, I saw that you sent me a invite to the thing. I got too many things going on right here. You know me, I'm all old and stuff. I'm fickle and don't know what I'm doing. Just hop in the, you and anybody else, just hop into the Ghost Recon voice chat section that I have in the PNTS, what's it called? Big up to the Almighty's. God says, big up to Sean Layton. That's some crazy news, man. Your boy MM2K got a theory. I didn't want to go live while FC was doing what's it called. So I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, okay? I'm going to make it a video tomorrow. But I got my synopsis. I got my theories on why this occurred. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's no fanboy stuff. It's just, you know, as gamers, we just got to keep our eye on the swivel and understand what's going on in these streets and why. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah, I did notice that D Almighty said I was on FC Live and broke the news there. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Definitely. After this, if you haven't had a chance, check out Vitamin G Podcast on FC Violence YouTube channel. All right, man, let's get into it, man. So, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. As of late, this has been like a recent flip-flop of mine, right? Where at the beginning of this year, I said, I don't get why this game is coming out. Like, to me, this game had no identity. I thought that Ghost Recon Wildlands still had a little bit of, you know, toothpaste left in the tube that they could try to, like, squeeze out until next year. I was saying to myself, let the Division shine a little bit, right? Let the Division 2 shine, work on its problems, you know what I'm saying, and do all that, right? So, I didn't understand why this game was coming out. I thought, if anything, it was going to confuse everything, because Division 2, up until this point of what we knew of this game before the masses got it in their hands, either through the closed beta or the open beta, what we knew about Ghost Recon Wildlands and Division 2 was that both of them were very similar. I mean, Wildlands, even though it had some differences, was very similar to the first Division. Division 2 just enhanced what the first Division tried. And it just seemed like what the two titles were doing was flip-flopping for your attention for the same crowd, right? It's basically what I'm trying to say. It seemed like that, again, they were flip-flopping for the same crowd. To ensure that this wouldn't continue and gamers were actually getting something unique, I had questioned why this game was even coming out. I said, this game has no identity. Just it being in the woods, it didn't make any sense. Then they started to break down what this game was about, and I was like, I don't know. So I got the game in my hands, and it's one of those games to where if you truly are looking for a tactical shooter, military shooter, that gives you challenge, that requires you to be immersed in your atmosphere and really have a high sense of urgency, then this is your game. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if let me tweet this out too to everybody that might be interested in checking this out. But yeah, you definitely have to try this game. Oh, my bad. Oh, you know what? It may not be tweet. You guys may not have caught that audio. Let me see this out. Twitter. Do this. And Facebook. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so here's the problem that we have right now. So I get where a lot of people were confused about what this game was about. and why it even needed to come out, let alone this year. I get all that. But after getting the game in my hand, doing my own due diligence, I like the game. And now it all makes sense. Because I complained last year that they got to do something to separate Ghost Recon and the Division more. I was upset that when Rainbow Six came out, they were going to make that first person and only like a PvP type thing. And I was like, the PvE aspects of gaming has been lost, and now they're going to come out with this this Rainbow Six Counter-Strike, which is like PvE, which I'm going to like. But I did say that, and now it makes sense how they did it. They just didn't explain it well. I don't know why they couldn't explain it well. This is more survival. This is the most survival and immersive atmosphere as far as you trying to just stay alive that you'll ever encounter in a Tom Clancy game. I want to say the sense of urgency because of the challenge of your enemy and you having to be tactical. I want to say that the only other game that has this high sense of tacticality is maybe what do you call that? Sam Fisher. The name loses me right now. I can't believe how I forgot the name. But the Sam Fisher games, even though that's way more stealth, I mean, you can't run and gun in this game. It's not arcadey like Wildlands. And if you like the arcadey nature of Wildlands, then this is not going to be your game, and we got a game for you. It's called Wildlands. Keep playing Wildlands. Wildlands has plenty of content. You know what I mean? Yujiro Hanma says people saying this game is totally dog shit, and I believe them. Hey, that's fine. You like what you like. I may not like anything that you like. You know what I mean? We're constantly battling on YouTube. You know what I mean? And you're entitled to that. See, here's the thing, and I'm going to mention the elephant in the room, which is what Rand said, which is Yujiro referencing that, what Rand said, and tell you why he's necessarily not wrong in his own personal beliefs of the game, because I don't think you can be wrong in your own personal beliefs. I just don't think that it was articulated effectively, and I'll explain why. But I come from an era, right? See, people try to make things so black and white now. You have thousands upon thousands of games that come out a year across all these platforms. And a game is either GOAT or it's trash. And as an older gamer, I've never fell into that realm. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's stupid. That's mindless and that's stupid. And that's not utilizing the brain cell power that we've been given, because we're simply trying to make everything a binary choice. We're simply selling ourselves short and saying that everything comes down to two decisions. There's only two paths to everything. And that's an idiot's mantra. And I can't, like I said, I'm getting older, y'all. I can't be in idiot land. Maybe some of you younger guys, y'all can survive there, but I'm getting older now. I gotta stay in somewhat reasonableville. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I come from an era where you don't. Again, we understand there's different classifications of games. Games fit in different pockets. We didn't go to the tabletop guys and say, tabletop gaming is so dumb. This is trash. The GOAT is Metroid. We did that. It's stupid. That's stupid. There's different facets for different types of people, and we like the originality, right? So sometimes you can't go to the same person for everything. Like, for instance, I used this example earlier. I don't like Ori and the Blind Forest. I think those games are stupid. They're silly to me. There's nothing a side-scrolling 2D game can do for me in 2019. I think it's dumb. I think it's a waste of talents to make something on a grand scale that's badass, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's innovative, not cute. I don't do cute for gaming, right? When I'm spending time with the kids and we're watching things on PBS, that's cute time. But that's me, right? If you like those type of games, I don't understand. If you like those type of games, then I don't understand why you would come to somebody like me for my judgment, right? Because it's not going to be compelling for you, and it doesn't match your theory. So like your hero, I don't know if you saw or heard what I said earlier. I was right where you were at earlier. When I saw the game, I said, what is the purpose of this game? What is the purpose of this game? But we all want to be, see, this is what we don't, and again, I'm not trying to insult anybody. I just want you guys to utilize more of what you have up top than you're doing when it comes to this. You guys are probably the most successful in life, more successful than I am. But for some reason, when it comes to this, it's like you shut off your brains, and it confuses the hell out of me. I saw the game, and I thought exactly like you did, but I got my hands on the game. And you play games, you don't watch them. Well, where I come from. You play games, you don't watch them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't stare at a dish on the table and say, ooh, that was good. I may say, ooh, that looks good, or ooh, that looks bad, but I truly won't know until I taste it. Now, if you decide because you looked at it that it wasn't your cup of tea, that's fine. But to clear cut say that something is good or bad when you didn't indulge in it properly to make that assessment is a fool man's errand. And you don't play dog shit. I don't play fool man's errands. Simple as that. So, it is what it is, you know? And, again, what the game strives at, well, I'll get into that in a little bit, but let me talk about the dissension there as far as the quality of this game. Okay, so let's talk about it. So as far as the accurate dissension in this game, not my homie Yajura that likes to stare at the plate. Ooh, that's tasty. Nah, we don't do that. We don't do that in these parts. But big up to him. Well, if he has telepathy and his mind can eat the food off the plate, then power to him, man. Big up to the aliens. My homie Randolph Thor. I love Randolph Thor. Again, this is not a shot or anything like that. It just cements my thing where I said, look, effective communication is always key to put proper perspective. Not to say that your own personal opinion has to be this or that, but sometimes we have to project our words in a meaningful way, especially when people rely on us because they have certain beliefs. And their beliefs may not be accurate, but it's important that we're clear about that. Like, for instance, like I just said, I don't like Ori type games. I think they're dumb. I think they're pointless. But that's me. I'm not going to ridicule somebody or make a broad statement about Ori because that's not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? You need to go to somebody who likes something like Ori. You know what I mean? And I think that's a common philosophy that should be practiced across the board. So homie Rand says I played about 6 hours of Ghost Recon Breakpoint so far, well, I hope no one spent $60 on this thing. And even Mike Ybarra asked why. And Rand's response is everything is a complete step down from Wildlands, everything. And again, nothing against Rand. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. He does not have to like it. And his opinion is his own. If he thinks that, someone with his tastes would not like this game, then that's fine. But what you have to do, I think, with a blanket statement like that, is you just gotta break things down so everybody has proper perspective. It's his thread. He's allowed to say what he wants. He doesn't have to say anything to please me. However, with that being said, in response to it, I can give what I feel may be a little bit better context to that, to those that are fans of military shooters. So to the comment that everything is a step down, I'll say this. It depends on what you're looking for. Here's what clearly are step ups. I'm just comparing to Ghost Recon Wildlands. The graphics are better. Clearly, the graphics are better. And this thing is using ray tracing. I mean, okay, let me preface this like this. Let me go back a little bit too. I am playing on PC. The little bit of time that I looked at it on Xbox on 4K without HDR in comparison to when I played Ghost Recon Wildlands on HDR, it still looks better. The animations are better. All right, but I'm playing it on PC. So I have a comparable match there. I find it hard to believe that it looks better on one platform, but they can't do better than the last iteration on the other platforms across the board. And like I said, from what I can recall, I don't have the exact same setup. Actually, as far as what visuals are concerned, I had HDR on my 4K monitor when I had Wildlands. It's a TV. That TV is gone. With my 1440p TV, I'm sorry. With my 4K TV, my 4K monitor, excuse me. With my 4K monitor that does not have HDR, this iteration still looks better graphically. Okay. The animations are better. The animations are clearly better. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, to my homie Yamura that has psychic kinetic abilities and can eat by looking at dishes, that's fine. But if you just want to go off of visuals, the animations, regardless, if you think Breakpoint animations are janky, which people may feel that way, that's fine. But Wildlands animations are janky. Like this, the movement is less ragdolly when you're shooting enemies and stuff like that. It looks better than Ghost Recon Wildlands. And animations wise as well. The weapon customization is better. I like the weapon customization better here because it allows you to break down elements to enhance guns that you really like. Like in Ghost Recon Wildlands, what you often did is they tried so much to have certain guns that were definitely of a certain level. You know what I'm saying? And you basically just boost them up. Well, they really weren't of no level. Like you would just boost them up as you went along. This one right here, they'll give you different variations of an AK or of the same pistol. And then when you come across the better version of that AK, you just break down the old one and enhance the new one even further. I like that aspect of it. It adds a little bit more customization. So the weapon customization is better. And more importantly, most importantly to me, the challenge is better. You know what I'm saying? The challenge is greater. Like again, the thing that I'll give Ghost Recon Wildlands is that anybody can pick up Ghost Recon Wildlands and enjoy the arcadey nature of it. Riding around and just doing tasks, whether you're doing it smart, whether you're smart about them, or you're just running gun, you know what I'm saying? It was truly a third person Far Cry. Because really in Far Cry, you can do the missions. It's just whether if you're going to run and gun and do more of a firefight, or if you're going to stealthily take people out. But the challenge wasn't so great. Here it's different. What they did do is they borrowed a little bit from Far Cry. You know what I'm saying? As far as scoping things out. And you surveying an area is more necessary. And there's a lot more elements to be mindful of, like the people that are there and stuff like that, right? The regular people that are there. So with that being said, you have to be more mindful of that. Scoping out everybody is key because unlike Far Cry and unlike Wildlands, that one person comes around the corner, you're gone. Like they don't play. There's not the, and I'm dragging them. No, you will get lit up and you'll get lit up quick. And you're dead. I had to Wildlands mindset / Far Cry mindset, because I'm used to going into places, finding a decent spot, and then just ramboing it through there until I run through enough of the enemies. Then once I've taken out a bulk of the enemies, I just run through the area and take everyone else out. And it may take me some time doing it. There's not doing that there. You have to survey. You have to target. You want to catch everybody in every nook and cranny, every building. If you get caught, you better run. You better run. You better run or be powerful. Like, this is less arcade, more simulation. You know? So, with that being said, I really appreciate that sense of the game that's been improved. Now, I will tell you the things that are not as good as they were in previous installments. The story is crud. The story is crud. Makes no sense. However, the last one was crud. It's just a lot. This story is just a little bit more shittier, that's all. But see, when it comes to story in Ghost Recon, story was never the type of thing that would make you go, oh. When Jonathan touched the grenade and it blew off, and then it flashed back to his family, it was a heartwarming event. The story was never, ever supposed to have that type of impact in the Ghost Recon. It was supposed to set the tone of the atmospherics. And this one does it well. There's a sense of urgency. They send out teams looking for you. They send out helicopters looking for you. They send out planes looking for you. When they send out the search teams, like, you'll be walking somewhere, if you killed somebody and you didn't hide the body, and a search team finds the body, then they come looking for you. And you gotta hide, camouflage yourself in the mud, all types of crazy stuff. You got to look out for drones coming. I mean, the sense of urgency is there, and the story, even though it's not very good cinematically, it sets the tone on why you better hide yourself in the mud, be looking out for the planes, be looking out for the choppers, all that stuff. So the story is effective, even though cinematically it's not good. And lastly, I will say that the menu system for tasks definitely is bad. It is bad. They tried to use it. This game is about realism. It tries to work on a bigger sense of realism than the previous game, less arcadey. So when you get a task, you put it on a sticky note, and the ones that you want to do now, you take the sticky note and you pin them somewhere, and it's a mess. It is a mess. That part of it is bad. But with that said, in comparison, let's look back over here. What my homie Rand's taking on it, everything is a complete step from Downlands, everything. However, I just went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different elements, graphics, animations, weapon customization. The challenge is greater. However, the story is a little bit less, and the menu system is bad. 4 out of 6 or better. So this comment here from my homie Rand on a grand, for him personally, this is his truth. It's not a problem. But on a grand scale, when you pair it up against, I feel sorry for anyone that paid $60 for this thing. I don't think those are two elements that belong together. For him, everything is a step down because he might be looking for something different. Rand comes off to me more as a story person, as a story-driven gamer. Like a lot of the games that he likes, which is, again, his truth. I love his shows and stuff like that, and we've had him on the show, but he's more of a story-driven person, and we love to have his perspective on it. A story-driven person that's focused on story is not going to like this. If you come to Ghost Recon for a story, that's like going to a vegan shop for a well-done steak. You're in the wrong place for your needs. So what I'm trying to say is, if he's in the wrong place for his needs, then anybody that is a fan of the military tactical shooters, that is the Ghost Recon or the Division, might be in the wrong place and taking this comment wholeheartedly. Again, it's his truth, but I don't think it's not a garment that fits everybody. It's a garment that's perfect for Rand, but it's not a garment that fits everybody. And again, this is coming from somebody I see my homie Yamora going crazy in the chat. He's just not getting it, but that's okay. Because repetition, as an old mentor taught me, repetition is the mother of learning. He'll learn one of these days. But with that said, I was in the same boat. I said, at looking at this game makes no sense to me. But what I do is I do my due diligence. I am not the type, I don't follow the herd. Another grown man or another grown woman cannot tell me what something is. If I have the ability to experience it myself, I go and experience it. I feel like at the very least, that's what I need to do for you, the listening public, who may not have the time to do that. I get why your hero may not do that. But I have a leg up in this situation because I've actually tried it. I was where your hero was at. I didn't like it. When I saw it, I got it in my hands. I said, wow, I was way off. And it wasn't my fault that I was way off. It's really Ubisoft's fault and Ubisoft Paris who developed this game. They did not do a good job explaining what this was. It seemed like they were timid to do so. Maybe they were afraid. I don't know. But this is a hell of a game, and this is better than The Division. And if you're someone that plays not just like The Division, you can like a game, or you can say, hey, this is a good game. But if you're someone who routinely puts time into games like The Division, like Wildlands, consistently, you look forward to those type of games because you're going to put a lot of hours into them consistently, you're more likely than not going to like this game. And I might even say you would like this game. I like this game better than Division 2. I really do. And if anybody's been following my content, you knew that up until this time, Division 2 was my game of the year. My game of the year. That's how much I love Division 2. So I'm highly impressed by this game. Highly impressed. So, Fatal Charade, what's going on? Your hero Hammer says people were saying, I get what they're saying, your hero, but it's wrong. It's wrong. For every person that, like, when Rand said this, I think he may have been taken a little bit aback about how many people were like, huh? What are you talking about? He may have. He may not have. He probably doesn't care. I was shocked too. Because everybody that I know that has played this up until Rand, and maybe a couple of people, like I want to say about maybe 2 people that in his chat that agree with him that said that they played it, and I'll take them at their word that they played it. But those are the only 3 people that I know that have played the game that don't like this. I've talked to dozens of people. I've done streams. Go look at my streams. My homie Rageanaut out there have seen me when I was playing with Noah, J-Dubs, and then we've played the multiplayer. Everybody that I've talked to about this game that's gotten their hands on it, they were shocked at how good this game was because we weren't expecting this game to be that good, including me. I wasn't expecting it to be good at all. I thought it was going to be a bust. Now, someone like Top Dog in the chat, he says more pew 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 garbage, and that's fine. He does not have to like it. This is not up his alley. But on the flip side of that, if I play Death Stranding and I'm like, this shit is hot garbage, it reminds me of Metal Gear Survive, Top Dog ain't gonna listen to me. Like, you don't listen. He said he's gonna say to himself, all you play is them pew pew games. And that's what I say here. I don't know how, as far as likes and dislikes, how invested Rand is into military shooters. I don't know if this reception is the one size fits all as the perception is. I hope no one spent $60 on this thing is a very strong statement, and I don't think fits well. You know? And again, I'm not saying he meant to do anything, but maybe what wasn't taken into consideration is that this game suits people that fits a certain type of genre. Like, what I said about Ori, Rand is probably sitting there thinking, I mean, he don't care, but if he were to hear that, he probably would sit there and think, this guy's insane. He's crazy. That doesn't make any sense because Ori's this and Ori's that, and it's a heart touching story. And I tell you, I don't play games for heart touching shit. It's a 2D scroller. What is it going to do for me? Those are my thoughts. But that's a garment that fits me. So I just wanted to put that out there for those of you that are on the fence that might be military shooter fans, tactical military shooter fans. That I believe that this is a counter narrative. Again, it's not what. Hey, Paul G, what's going on? It's not to say that Rand's wrong and his personal feelings about it, but I wanted to give you guys a counter narrative to it. And I'm a fan of military shooters. I said this in a video a long time ago. You gotta be careful on who you go to for X type of game. See, this is why you guys sit there and harass people about their opinions because you think every one size fits all, and that's not true. I can find Rand entertaining. I can love his content and not agree with his gaming choices. You got to be able to separate the two. Excuse me. Now, if you agree with Rand's gaming choices, and the vast majority of the time, if Rand liked something, you liked it too, or if Rand didn't like something, you didn't like it too, then follow his assumption would be the smartest thing to do. But if you are generally a fan of military shooters, like most people that would even give this game a shot are, these two comments, I hope no one paid $60 for this thing and everything is a complete step down from Wildlands. Everything, I don't think is a matchable assessment to those that like military shooters. Again, MM2K just told you that 2D scrollers are the dumbest effing thing to me. They make no sense in 2019. Especially one like Ori. It's heartfelt my ass. I'm a grown ass man. But those are my thoughts. If you don't think like MM2K, if I were to ever, God forbid, but if I were ever to do a review of Ori, you should not listen to me if you like Ori how Rand does, is what I'm saying. So again, and I think Rand did like Division 2. Again, I don't know. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. I'm just saying I want to give a well-rounded, give a rebuttal to that notion that's out there because it's a pretty strong notion. Rand is a very popular person, very trusted person. I'm not saying he shouldn't be trusted. He should definitely be trusted. He should be trusted for the type of stuff that he likes. No one person, it's not a one size fits all when it comes to gaming choices. And I'm just out here for the military shooter likers that if you were on the fence because there's so many games to play this year, and then there's Borderlands 3 that's out, and you're probably in the same boat that I was, and you're like, hey, I saw Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I don't get why this game is even out. I got Borderlands 3, but I do love military shooters. Should I give this game a try? Well, I am a fan of military shooters, and I'm giving you a counter narrative to what Rand may think about the game. I don't think it's a step down in every single way. I think in 4 out of the 6 major pillars that make up the military shooters, it's actually better. And it's better for the good. And it finally gives Ghost Recon enough of a gap between it and the Division series to where it's like in its own lane now. This is more military survival than it is RPG arcade. You know what I mean? I mean, even when you compare the two, even when you compare the Division and what's it called? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's another notion out there too that Ubisoft games are the same. Well, that notion is silly too because nothing is like Rainbow Six. Which one of the games is like Rainbow Six? Rainbow Six is a first-person shooter. Nothing is like Far Cry. Far Cry is a first-person tactical. It's a first-person, again, tactical shooter open world game. Far Cry is way more story-driven, and it's not a Tom Clancy game. Tom Clancy games are not story-driven like how they used to be. The last real story-driven Tom Clancy game all like that really, tried to knock it off the park with the story instead of a theme. Like the Division is a theme, a bionuclear attack. Ghost Recon is a theme, counter terrorism fighting, you know what I'm saying? But the last full out story I want to say is Splinter Cell. Before that, Rainbow Six Vegas. You know what I mean? But Division, but okay, so there's nothing like Far Cry. Far Cry is way more story driven. Ghost Recon and Division are the only two that are similar. So let's break them down. What the differences are now with this iteration of Breakpoint. Division is an RPG, and it's mostly in urban terrain. Division is also focused on gear sets and combining all of your weapons in your gear like RPGs are. You get the crown of the fifth serpent and the sword of the fifth serpent, and it gives you an attribute boost of 35 steps per minute. Shit like that. That's what Division does. Ghost Recon doesn't do that. Dialogue is a little bit more paramount in the Division. This time around in Ghost Recon, not so much. Ghost Recon Breakpoint is more of a simulation tactical shooter. Ghost Recon has vehicles. Ghost Recon Breakpoint is more in backwoods terrain. And lastly, Ghost Recon is a squad-based shooter, third-person shooter. So those are the distinct integral differences between the two. Yeah, on the surface they may look similar, but when you get the game in your hands, those are now the distinct differences. Mainly that it's a game. Ghost Recon is more of a simulation tactical shooter. Top Dog said, "You're doing the same old shit, running around, shooting shit. That's it. MM2K." Okay, so I'll say it like this. Where I come from in gaming, it's about expansiveness to me and challenge. And you're not going around just shooting shit. You're going around trying to build your character to survive an atmosphere, right? Because you got to get out of this island. You're trying to survive this atmosphere, and while you're shooting, you're getting loot. While you're shooting stuff, you're increasing your character's abilities to survive this terrain. You're trying to dodge enemy elements because every encounter that you run into, Top Dog, you don't want to face off with. So you actually have to avoid conflict. There's a lot of different stuff going on in this game. Just because there's a gun in your hand, please don't demagogue it. You sound like Phil Spencer. I hate to say it. You sound like Phil Spencer at E3. Every game doesn't have to be about bullets and... Hey, yo! Newsflash, Top Dog out here sounding spooky like Phil Spencer. What is we doing out here? Just because there's a gun involved, don't demagogue it. There's a lot more that you're doing in Ghost Recon than just going around shooting people and just picking up coins that flip out of their body. But you don't know that until you play it. And again, for me, I'm about how the challenge that you put in front of me and what tools do you give me to confront that challenge. You know what I'm saying? That allow me to showcase my skills and sharpen my skills. That's basically what I look for in a game. And expansiveness too. I love getting bang for my buck. I don't. That's why I don't do the indie games. Play it for a couple hours. I can't do that. No, I am laughing at Top Dog because as much as he ridicules Phil Spencer, he sounds like him right now. Dark Lord Fusion, what's going on, bro? Seeing some familiar faces. So again, I don't mind what you guys like. I'm just saying, don't put yourself in such a silo that you don't see the intricacies in between. Everything is not GOAT or trash. There are just some things that are not for you. And let them be. You know, as long as you got there being a Ghost Recon Breakpoint does not eliminate the possibility that there's going to be a Death Stranding. Death Stranding is still coming last time I checked, right? Did I miss something here? Did something else happen with Sean Layton? Yeah, that was a cheap shot, I know. I should. I'm just saying, though. Y'all act like because this game is out here that it's going to cancel out Death Stranding. Death Stranding is going to sell a gazillion copies. It's going to get games of the year, regardless of what we, the people that like military shooters, think. I don't understand this generation of gaming. I don't get y'all. And you're asking me, why am I laughing? I'm laughing because the audio don't match the visuals. For as much as my homie, and that's my homie, Top Dog, criticizes Phil Spencer, he sounds like Phil Spencer right now. Gaming ain't all about headshots and kills. He's demagoguing the shooter game. That's part of the element. You're running shooting shit. That would be like me demagoguing Death Stranding as sitting there for hours looking at cutscenes. There's more to Death Stranding than sitting for hours looking at cutscenes, but that's part of the game, right? Right. Yahara, I don't know how old you are, and you want me to answer your questions, but I'm trying to give a brief history lesson here. I don't know how old you are, but yes, games started off universally different. I wish I could put you in a time capsule back to the 80s. Games were totally different and innovative. And they were nothing but 2D, 8-bit sprites. And they varied a lot more than they do now. So yes. And you had different people that like different types of games. Like I like the Metroid type games. I like the Blaster Master type games. I've always liked open, expansive type games that allowed me to build my character. I love RPGs. My favorite game of all time is Phantasy Star 2. That's a completely different game from Ghost Recon Breakpoint. But I grew up in an era where diversity of thought was appreciated because we got different types of things. We weren't all running around like some herd or like a bunch of robots. And I'm sorry, I feel sad for you guys that you didn't partake in that. But I'm telling you, when games were created, that was the purpose. They were supposed to be different. And there was supposed to be a little bit of something for everybody. We weren't supposed to try to put everything in one big pot of gumbo and make it all the same. For everybody, that everybody has to like it. No. I feel sorry for y'all, I really do. But again, what MM2K likes is not going to stop the shine of what you guys like. All I'm saying is for the people that like the military shooters, we're going to go back to it. We'll go back to the comment. For those that like the military shooters, I don't know how effective the comment is. I hope no one spent $60 on this thing. Everything is a complete step down from Wildlands, when I've described for you that for most of us that are consistent everyday military shooters or the likes of it, damn well every day I'm either playing Division 2 or Far Cry, just about, or something similar in that realm, that I can tell you that the graphics are better, the animations are better, the weapon customization is better, the challenge is way better. The story is crud though, and the menu system for tasks is not good. So out of 6 core elements, 2 are worse. That would be the general consensus of those that like military shooters and play them consistently. Another grand example, I don't like the Uncharted games. I just personally feel that the Uncharted games don't touch the challenge module enough for me. It's too much climbing, too many goddamn puzzles. I personally don't like it. But I'm not going to sit there and say Uncharted is trash. Uncharted 4 sold 15 million copies. I repeat, Uncharted 4 sold 15 million copies. So because lowly MM2K thinks that Uncharted 4 is trash, in the grand scheme of things means nothing. It's just not for me. So on the flip side of that, Ubisoft games are hella successful this generation. They are, as far as the number of titles consistently in top 10 or top 20 lists, particularly in NPD, they are the most successful at that litmus. Every NPD, you got 2 or more Ubisoft games in there. And when I say I meant third-party publishers to be exact. As far as all your third-party publishers, look at month to month. Ubisoft has the most titles in there every month to month, as far as third-party publishers are concerned. It's even to the point to where if you saw the video by Matt Piscatella today, that in a small amount of time, by crunching the numbers that they have so far, as far as pre-orders and things of that nature, that they are estimating that by the end of the year, Ghost Recon Breakpoint may be the 7th best-selling game this year. And that's only being out for 3 months. So again, just because you guys don't like it, doesn't mean that it doesn't have a place in gaming. It just doesn't have a place in your house. And that's fine. But what I want you younger breed of gamers to understand, I understand you guys have been shot into this new age of game, but I'm letting you know, from the inception of gaming, it wasn't supposed to be like this. There is not one person that you can go to for everything. There's not one person. Yahan said, I'm 35, my guy. I've been gaming almost as long as you've been on this planet. Okay, just to put perspective behind that. I've been gaming almost as long as you, maybe about 3 years off. That's how long I've been gaming. So again, I go back. I'm just saying. It was not supposed to be like this. There is not one single source that you can go to for every single game. There isn't. Games are to be in different buckets. When this thing was started, gaming was supposed to hit a wide variety of different tastes and likes. There was supposed to be something for everybody. And in this world of wham, bam, look at this person. Okay, I'm sticking with this person. Y'all want to go to, y'all can't do that to get proper perspective on everything. You can't do it. You can't come to MM2K for a 2D scroller, and you can't go and get a certain level of description from somebody that may not be a fan of military shooters. And even if they are, I'm here to tell you, there are wavering different opinions, especially opposite of mine. I'm not the only one. And this is the first that I've heard. But people are in different circles. If you're in one particular type of circle, you'll hear one thing and it'll be a culture shock to you to hear what I've heard, and vice versa. But you like what you like. So, those are my thoughts on what Ghost Recon Breakpoint truly can deliver. You know what I mean? It's not, it's hard for me to digest that opinion, though not wrong at all. There's nothing wrong with that opinion, that in every which way, it's a step down for that individual, maybe for a subset of people. But people that are generally fans of military shooters, they're like, wow, like I was. Again, I was with you, you hear? I was with you. I said, what is the point of this game? All you're doing is, by releasing this game now, you're detracting from the division, which is all focus should go on that game. Until I got it in my hands. When I got it in my hands, I said, oh, okay. now it makes sense. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play a little bit of the game. Now I talk all this stuff, but what I'm about to show you really doesn't give justice to what I did because I'm trying to figure out the game at this point in time. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I mean, basically what they do with this game, it's cold, man. What they do with this game, man, is cold-blooded. Yeah, those are all good games, Fatal. Those are all good games. The big ups to Monster X22. It is out at midnight Eastern time, so in about 30 minutes, just about. So in a few moments, I'm going to switch it over. And for some reason, the frames are just choppy right now. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I'm really not giving the game. Oh, that's why, because to make room on my SSD drive, I have a whole bunch of shit open. Let me close all this shit. But yeah, I man, like I said, I was surprised, y'all. I was surprised, definitely surprised at how much I enjoyed this game. Oops. Sorry, guys. I had to close all this stuff down. Definitely surprised at how much I was enjoying this game. As you see there, you know, the weapon customization goes what they was doing in Ghost Recon Wildlands and extends it even more with you being able to break down your previous weapons and improve them. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Then there's this camping system, right, too, because it's all based upon survival and you keeping yourself hydrated and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm trying to close out all this stuff. This is a bad video right now because I have all my what do you call that shit? I have all my game clients open because I was making space for the game. So it's like choppy right now, but just to have something playing in the background, it really doesn't play. This is actually 60 frames per second. It's my computer that's chugging a lugging here because again, I'm trying to reassign everything. And I'm doing a live stream at that too. And I got a copy of this. I got 2 screens up showing this. I got Mixer up too and YouTube just to check the quality of the stream. Uh-oh. So yeah, this is like 5 frames per second. Yeah. But I have to, YouTube and Google Chrome and Streamlabs are so messed up that I gotta keep a copy of YouTube up. So here, let me do this. Because it's chugging a lugging right now and I'm moving Anthem over. I'll just do that. I'll spare everybody's eyes. Yeah, I got to, yeah. No, D Almighty, I completely get where you coming from, bro. I completely get what you said. This low-key look whack. I thought the exact same thing. I said, why is this? Hold on, let me try this. Maybe if I shut it down. And I said, why is this game coming out? And the footage I just showed you is after I finally cleared out an area after hours. It took me hours. Like I literally had to send a drone up, tag everybody, lure 3 of the people over to the right, take them out. Because here's what happens that's different from everything else. They send people. Oh yeah, why is this so bad now? I wonder what's going on. This is real bad. I might have to reboot my computer before I play the game. And that is right, I am preloading the game. Oops. Anyway. So unlike previous games that were arcadey, you send off an alarm. There's X amount of people that'll come. And if you kill the 30 people, then it's all over. Not here. Not here. You must kill until you shut off the goddamn alarm. And the only way that people will go away is they're still going to send people, right? But once you shut off the alarm, a final group will come to survey everything. And if they see a dead body, then more people are coming. You know what I'm saying? So you got to move all the dead bodies out of the way. That's what I'm telling you. I was actually doing a mission trying to get a weapons part. And I was like, damn, why aren't these mugs going away? I'm used to after X amount of time, if you kill like a good 40 people, they go away. They don't go away. They just keep coming and coming and coming. So then what I had to do is I said, oh shit, I need to shut off this alarm. So I shut off the alarm. I shut off the alarm, and then a last truck came to survey. Let's go check and see if everything's okay. So what? I said, oh, I went to the top of this roof. I'm waiting. I'm like, damn. What the hell? These mugs is walking around. They see the dead bodies. They're like, yo, dead body. They get the yellow exclamation point over their head. And then boom, they start sending more people. I'm like, what? I can't do this. I'm going to be here all night. So I finally got it. And I finally was able to get rid of them. You know what I mean? So, let me see. He said, Top Dog said, I'm glad you turned that game off. My sugar levels was rising. Oh, I'm just saying, yeah, man. So that's all. So I mainly did this for my military shooters, for a lot of you guys that are not into these games. Y'all just here for the foolery and the effery, I understand. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, wanted to sure. But you know what? I'm preloading all this stuff, so I can't do that. So, yeah, man. It's a great game. I tell you, man, again, the sense of urgency is serious. I wanted to show you guys, but again, it's chugging and lugging. The video is. It is a huge video. It's a 21 gig video. I mean, I put dozens of hours into this game because there's so much shit to do. That's another thing too. There is so much shit to do. Like, you're trying to get off this island. So you got to search for clues on who these people are that shot you down. I'm not giving any spoilers because you would have seen this in all of the pre-game stuff from E3. You're trying to figure out who the people are that shot you down, who is funding them, and what all do they have at their disposal? And what do you need to circumvent the things that they have at their disposal? So you have to go looking for clues. Now, there is I don't want to say it's an easy mode. There's a guided mode and there's a non-guided mode where they already in the game. They just drop you in the game. There's a slight tutorial to go over basic controls, but as far as where to go and what to do, there might be a point marker here and there, but where you should go, none of that. And they don't put any guardrails up at all. They drop you in the game, boom. So I'm like, I see a helicopter over there that got shot down too, and I see a whole bunch of people there. So then what I did is I tried to go for them people. I got tore up because I was trying to play it arcadey. I got tore up from the floor up. So your boy MM2K said, you know what, the hell with that. I wonder if I can go off in the Wilderlands and just go looking for shit. And the beauty of it is I could. So I went into areas that I had no business going into. I kept getting slayed. But I said, you know what, I'm going to find me a powerful ass gun. And lo and behold, I did. I found me a powerful ass gun, took some people out, continued on a regular story mission, then kept going until I got to the main hub. They got like this main hub. I'm not gonna spoil that for you. And then that's when the game completely breaks open. And then it's just like, look, you got to find a way to get your people. You got some people that are hurt on this island, and they got to get out of here. And you want to get out of here too. So mainly if you want your people to get out of here, because they're going to be better served somewhere else. If you want to get out of here and then address the threat at a bigger level, you're going to have to figure it out. That's basically what it is. You got to figure it out. You got to figure out what the hell is going on. You got to figure out who to investigate, where to go next. Like, they don't do all that. They don't hold your hand in this game. And that's the beauty of it. It's truly like for lack of a better term, it truly is the essence of you like landing on an unfamiliar island. There's no marker that says, go here. Now, there are points. Okay, so when you do talk to somebody and you get a clue, excuse me. If you get a clue and they tell you, okay, go into, I heard that another path forward is in so-and-so area of the island, right? Now, there's two ways you can handle this. You can play it on guided mode, where all guided mode is if somebody tells you to go to a specific place, there will be easier things on the map that show you where to go. Like when you go look for that place, you'll already have pre-made markings on your map that say, when I talked to John said, go by the riverbed that flows with water that has the brown tree by, and it's easy to find. But when you play in the unguided mode, you don't get all that intel. You just go to so-and-so county. I heard that there's usually a brown truck by there. And you just looking. Yes, Laquan, yep. Early access is included with Uplay Plus. But you just looking. You just looking. The Almighty, sorta, sorta. But it's a lot more intense. It kind of has that feel, but it's a lot more intense because, again, as you're trying to, it's not like, that's why I said, where Top Dog made the assumption that you're going to not like that at all. Like you're really trying to survive. In order for you to survive, you may have to access things and upgrade weapons and stuff like that. So yeah, there's going to be points in time where, opposed to you just trying to get from point A to point B to get more clues to figure things out, I'm trying to get that new AK. So yeah, I'm going to take out any mob that's in my way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there are those elements to the game, but majority of the time, you're just trying to make it from point A to point B because it's rough. Like you kill somebody and then a patrol could, look, I was in one part of the map that for some reason wasn't populated. The game is fairly populated with enemies. They're everywhere. I was in one part of the map that for some reason was not populated with enemies. So I traveled a full 5 minutes. Again, I'm on my own trying to figure things out. I traveled a full 5 minutes in the game without encountering an enemy. And it was cool because there were different places in that area where I came across tourists. Yes, there are tourists in the game. Some tourists are there because they've been living on the island. I don't want to, they're not a tourist. There's some people that have been living on the island and you can get clues and sometimes you can get upgrades and stuff just by talking to them if you don't scare them off. There's other people that have been kidnapped and they've kind of like semi-escaped. And if you help free them, they'll give you more stuff too, right? So I'm journeying doing that. So that's occupying my time. So even though I'm not engaging enemies, I'm still getting stuff because I'm running across these type of people. 5 minutes on my trail, I had killed 2 guys way back at the beginning of this whole segment here I'm telling you about. 5 minutes later, still no enemies. Helicopters coming. They tell you to get down in the dirt, camouflage yourself, because the helicopter was like coming down low and surveying the area. And it went right around back to the area where I killed those 2 people. And that area where I killed those 2 people 5 minutes ago, it said, oh, I spotted 2 dead bodies. Be on the lookout. I said, what? I said, man, you got to be kidding me. And they sent them after me. Sent a search team and everything after your boy. Drones, planes, helicopters. I'm like, yo, this is sick. Sick. Crazy, that's what I'm telling you. I'm sitting there running. I'm scared now. I'm running. I'm dumping in the mud. Covering, you can camouflage yourself in the mud. So I'm camouflaging myself in the mud. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get messed up. Y'all don't get caught. Because they're coming hot. And after some time, when they couldn't find me, then they lit up. That's the word, that's the term I'm looking for. It's a consistent cat and mouse game. That's the best way to describe this. It's a consistent cat and mouse game. It's not just running and shooting. Which to Top Dog's credit, there are a lot of games like that. There are definitely a lot of games like that, but this ain't one of them. This is, a consistent cat and mouse game. And I was like, whoa. I said, they do all that? Sent the search team, was looking for the choppers, the drones. Yo, I was like, I'm sold. I'm sold. Again, not arcadey. If you just like, there are gamers that just like doing stuff. It's not about the challenge. It's just about the encounter. Meaning, I got into a firefight and I killed a bunch of people and I got weapons. And that's their vice in gaming. That's not my vice. I want a full-blown out firefight. I want to be hanging by the threads of life every encounter. That's how it immerses me in the game. I don't care about the story. I don't care about the sentimental moments. I want to know that the odds are stacked up against me, and it really requires my skill as a gamer to avoid defeat. I've been gaming, like I said, my homie said, I've been gaming for 30 plus years. So the normal draws of going from A to B and seeing a whole bunch of flashy graphics and stuff on the screen and all this fantastic visual aesthetic stuff, it don't do it for me anymore. It does not do it. I want a challenge. I don't give a shit about a story. That's what my Netflix account is for. My game accounts are for the interaction and the challenge. And in particular, I have a thing for kicking ass or seeing ass being kicked in the game. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with it. And if you fit into that boat, then definitely, this game is for you. So, with that said, I wanted to take any questions in the chat. If anybody got any questions in the chat about this game, I know there was a bunch of comments. So while you guys are figuring out your questions, I will address some things in the comment section. So first we got I'm gonna go from back to front. No, let me go from front to back. That doesn't make any sense, right? So a lot of your heroes stuff that I had addressed look, this game didn't keep up with the times. It feels outdated. Yeah, and again, to that point again, in case you missed my earlier discussion with your hero, and again, I wasn't insult. I'm just saying, overall, man, I just, I think after doing this for 2 years, I'm starting to see some patterns. And because I do this every day, I'm dropping a video Monday through Friday and playing games every day on Twitch. I'm starting to see some patterns here that maybe some people just didn't catch, because again, you guys got other things to do. I get it. I'm supposed to be the one that's doing the heavy hauling. That we're supposed to do the heavy lifting and bring the stuff to you guys. So we're going to catch this stuff more often than not. And I'm starting to see some patterns. You know what I'm saying? And and what people often do is they find a source that they find entertaining, and they think that they can go to that person for everything. And that's not the case. Always. Depends on what your likes are. Like, if you got, like, most of my people that watch my stuff, they disagree with me. I get it. They disagree with me. But I hope they know that I appreciate, regardless if they agree with me or not, I hope they know that I appreciate their opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? And I give them a platform so that they're heard too. You guys, for those of you that are PlayStation fans, you would never say, oh, MM2K don't like Death Stranding. I'm not getting it. And I would never want you to do that, because I understand. I don't think nothing of myself. I don't put myself on that pedestal. I understand that even though I may play a lot of them, I play a lot of a certain type of game. Most of my lineup is filled up with action games and RPGs. That's my stick. Anything outside of that realm, I may have experienced, but it's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? And your hero said the people said the AI is dumb as rocks. I wish that video, I wanted to take you to the end of the video. I'm gonna say this. So let me give you one more scenario. I was in I was trying to take over a tower, right? And it took me an hour to take over this tower. Take over this facility. And the reason why it took me an hour is because I died 5 times. And it was very frustrating because there's over 30 people. No, that might be. No, that was true. There's about 30 people at this facility. And this was just a side mission. This was like incredibly difficult. And big up for Fatal for following. Fatal, I see your question. I don't know, was that for me? Did I play Divinity Original Sin? Why does that game sound familiar? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Is that the Obsidian game? Original Sin 2. I have the memory of an old part. Oh, I haven't played 2 yet. I haven't gotten it yet. I think I went and bought it off of Steam or something like that, but I just haven't played it yet. I still got Anunnaki that y'all heard. I remember I was talking so much about that game. Anunnaki. I got it instead of getting Control. Well, I didn't get Control because I wanted it on PC and I'm not getting it on Epic Game Store. And I haven't touched that yet. I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud in so many levels because I can't. It's even with me playing games for several hours a day and even streaming it. I like to hunker down in a game here and a game there. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to plop in this for 2 hours and plop in that. And I like to, if I'm playing a game, I'll stick to one particular game a day. Monday, I might play one thing. Tuesday, I'll play something else. And then with me trying to do content on Borderlands and then the shit before that and the shit after that, Anunnaki's been sitting on the back burner, unfortunately. So, yeah, I love those isometric RPGs. Oh, that's from Larian? Why did I think that was from Obsidian? I played one and I had one. But I love isometric. Van Helsing 1, Van Helsing 2. The Van Helsing series, particularly 1, is like one of the best games I've played in like the last 5 years. And that's a AA isometric game. Oh, I love that game. I never thought I could like that game. I came across that game on a humbug. I had built me a powerful computer. I had got BioShock Infinite. Didn't like BioShock. And I love, you hear me all the time talk about the BioShock series. Love 1, love 2 uniquely. Infinite, I just cannot stand it. So after I finally got through 2, there was like a bunch of games. I just like, well, let me try some PC shit. Was playing Warframe, and it was like right when Warframe released, and it, you know, it had some money grabbing elements to it. I didn't like that, so I put that down. I said, what else can I get into? And by humbug, I had won the first Van Helsing. No, here's what it was. I wanted Diablo, but it was too expensive. So I said, what can I get that's like Diablo? And I saw Van Helsing had a high score. And it was cheap. At the time, they were running a sale where Van Helsing was $7. 1 and 2 were, I think, it was 1 and 2 you could get for 10, but you could get 1 for 7. So I got the first Van Helsing, and I played that hours upon hours. My kids hated me when I got that game. I tell the story. Y'all think I'm joking? I'm not lying. My daughter, thank God for her, she was like in 11th grade at the time. She was cooking dinner, man. I was on that game, man. I was on that game. My daughter hated me, bro. Dad, what is wrong? Get a life. You know. Yeah, because you know my wife, she works late, so you know. MM2K got to do the dinner most of the time for the kids when they were all young. You know what I'm saying? And when that game was around, man, I cascaded that duty to my daughter, man. So I love those isometric games. To make a long story short, with that being said, the AI is not dumb because so normally let me say it like this, your hero. I'm not contesting that this may not be the best AI ever, even though I think it's very difficult. I'm not going to contest that because I haven't played every single game out there. You may have played some games, or the people that said that may have played some games that where the AI is tons better. Like Arma, you know, that's some tough AI there. Shit, it's just hard to see them all. You know what I'm saying? That's a PC game. So I'm not disputing that overall the AI is the best. What I'm disputing is the notion that was put out there earlier today that this AI is worse than the previous installment. What I'm saying is if you were okay with the previous installment's AI, this one's better. If you were okay with the previous installment's graphics, this one is better. If you were okay with the previous installment's animation, this one's better. Here's where I think there is a disconnect. If you were okay with the previous game's challenge, you're either going to appreciate this or you're going to hate it because it's a lot tougher. And it's a lot more simulation. And things that are a lot more simulation, they take a lot of the over-the-top arcadey fun out of it. And the fun is in the challenge, is what I'm trying to say. So if you don't have an appreciation for the more realistic nature of a game, and you like the arcadey fun, some of the over-topness a little bit more, you find that fun, then that's where there could be the disconnect. But that doesn't mean, I don't agree with the assertion that means that across the board is bad. No, the challenge is more simulation based. Therefore, you're not going to get you're not going to be able to drive up with your 4 people and with 4 people take out 30 people. It's not happening. just hopping out the truck, and your 4 people can take out 30 people, 5 of them got rocket launchers. It's not happening in this game. It's not. And that's where I think there might be a disconnect. Yeah, I got tyranny. I love tyranny. I love tyranny. So I wanted to talk about Ghost Recon. I wanted to put that out there too. Again, I hope my wife tells me all the time, MM2K, watch your mouth. Sometimes you seem like you're being deprecating to others. You know what I'm saying? And that's not my intention. When I get confused, I don't hide my confusion, because I'm not ashamed to let people know when I don't understand something. You know what I mean? And I'm not being facetious. I truly don't understand this all or none mind state. Like, we used to look at the tabletop people when they would play their tabletop games, we're like, that's some goofy shit. I'll never do that. But I would never say knock over the table and say, you Dungeons and Dragons motherfuckers, get out of here, be gone. I would never do that. That's their shit. Let them enjoy their shit. As long as their shit don't fuck up my shit, I'm fine. You know, and that's all I'm saying here is that you have a game that fits into a certain type of space. I'm not mad at anybody that doesn't like the game. My argument is, if 4 out of the 6 elements that were at the core of Ghost Recon Wildlands, 4 out of those 6 elements are better here. Period. Period. You ain't got to believe me. You can go check out Noah. He has a copy of the live stream that we did at a multiplayer. The multiplayer is fire. And I don't play multiplayer. It's fire. J Dubs, someone that is looking forward to Death Stranding and all that stuff. Big PlayStation guy. The PlayStation guy. I'm sorry. You know. He loves it too. You know what I'm saying? But he appreciates military shooters, you know, at a level to where someone may not like the simulation aspect of this game. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming out here. Again, this wasn't aimed to discredit anybody. It was aimed to put out the different perspective and just give some food for thought, that there's somebody's truth or somebody's feeling about a game is their feeling, and you're wasting your time debating their feeling about a game. But what we have to take in consideration are our words, and when we try to put a broad perspective on something, we should make sure that we've taken everything into account. Like, you know, what do I feel about this genre? Like, the average person that really embeds himself in this drama, in this genre, can I relate to them? And if I can't relate to them, then I can't make a general statement. You know, I can give my truth to it. I can make it clear that it's my truth. I can make it clear that there's a lot of people like me that are going to feel the way that I feel. But I got to be careful in saying that my truth is going to spread over into multiple. Let me give you a prime example. Crackdown 3. I'm sorry. Crackdown 3 is just dog shit. It's complete and utter garbage and dog shit. Now, is that to say that there aren't some people that do like it? Yeah, of course, it's just people. You're going to find somebody that likes everything. But I feel comfortable in saying that Crackdown 3 is dog shit, and that people generally shouldn't pick it up because I am a fan of co-op shooters. I used to belong to a publication that was founded on harassing Xbox, well, not harassing, but harassing Xbox for them not utilizing System Link for co-op games. The New Age Faction. That's how the New Age Faction, a very small publication that none of y'all heard of, but that's where we came from. We were all about harassing Xbox and making petitions and doing all this silly shit online and on MySpace at the time because we wanted Xbox to enact more System Link or more co-op games. So when games like Crackdown and Gears of War came out, we were ecstatic. Those were our type of games. I am bred from that cloth. So Crackdown, more than anything, is my type of game. It's a co-op shooter. And as somebody who puts a lot of hours in the co-op open world shooters, I can tell you, Crackdown 3 is dog shit. It's dog shit. And under those pretenses, I can make a generalized comment that I believe is fair and say, even if you like Crackdown, you're not going to like this in 2019. If this came out in 2011, maybe you would have, said, okay, this is better than 2. But in 2019, no. We're evolved in regards to this type of game. Far from that. Don't pick it up. And I can say that because I'm generally embedded in that type of game. So that's all I was trying to say. I wanted to show you guys some gameplay, but the game, I got a lot of things going on. So join me here. Come over there right now. I am going to be, that's the Twitch channel, or you can go here. You can go to HNDC.Live or go to twitch.tv/MightyMost2000. In a few moments, I'm going to be live streaming Ghost Recon Breakpoint live there. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming. Top Dog, Fatal, Sheree, thank you for coming through, my friend. Thank you for subbing to the channels. Laquan TBE. Hey, Laquan, I think, are we friends on Uplay? If we are, let me know, brother. You want to get into this Talus? D Almighty, what's up, D Almighty? And big ups to you being on Vitamin G Podcast. Top Dog with his shit. My homie Top Dog. Monster RX, Monster 22. Your hero, what's up, homie? Thank you for your continued support. I appreciate you, brother. H Player, said poor youngsters. I know, man. Dark Lord Fusion. Paul G, what's up, homie? And I believe that is it. So with that said, thank you, everybody. I'm heading over to Twitch. Come over right now. I will be there in a second. Peace.